Our most recent video was about Bill opening this hole up into the kitchen area to get heat from our wood stove to get in there more easily.
And on that video, we got several questions over and over and over again.
Yes.
We thought the best thing to do is just do a video to answer them all at once.
Yeah, that's the easiest way to do it.
Hey everybody, I'm Bill.
And I'm Elizabeth. Live simple.
Live free. So we got these questions. The biggest one is a question that I should have anticipated. I should have realized that you would wonder because we didn't address it.
And we should have. Yes.
And that was, why are you doing this? I thought you were going to be living in Florida in the winter. Why do you need this? Now, as I was editing this, I realized that with the camera sitting right over there in a static position on the tripod, it's kind of hard to tell what's going on here. So I wanted to just take a second, just give you a little bit of perspective. This is the door into the hallway. The hallway back here, bedrooms down here, and then this is the window, the vent that we cut for the heat to come through. And on the video, it looks like this wall is right here. It's hard to see, so I just wanted to explain that to you.
One of the things is because we always come up here for at least a couple of weeks at Christmas time. I want to be with family around Christmas, and using the wood stove really is less expensive than trying to use electric heat when it's the middle of winter.
Right.
So it's very appreciated. Also, quite honestly, I just love using this wood stove when we have everything all set up for Christmas.
She loves the ambiance.
Yes, I love the ambiance, the fire flickering in the front of it. I just love it. And it's also a really nice kind of heat. And so we do like to be able to use it. And we wanted it to work more efficiently to get the heat out into the other part of the house. The other thing is that, quite honestly, we don't know how many years we're going to be doing pretty well going back and forth to Florida. And ultimately, we will end up back here. We got family kind of close by.
If we get to the age where we feel like we can't safely make that trip back and forth anymore, and we have to settle in one place, we just feel like, even though we have the problem with the cold and Elizabeth's breathing, we just feel like it makes more sense for us to be settled here in Virginia, where we have our family nearby.
Yeah, where we have family.
We have good friends down in Florida, but we don't want to be elderly and needing the kind of help that 90-year-olds need without any family around.
Yeah. And it, even if I have trouble with winter, it's still better to be here when we just can't be traveling anymore.
Right.
So.
Now, as I'm editing this video, just let me add this. If we do end up being back up here in Virginia full-time in the winter, Elizabeth just literally can't breathe as soon as it drops below about 40 degrees. And so basically all winter long, we would have two options. She would either be just about completely housebound because she wouldn't be able to go out in the cold, or if we do have to go out, I would just go out and start the car, heat it up ahead of time, get it all warmed up, and then she has about a 50 feet or so to get from the house to the car, and just go back and forth as fast as she can. That would be the only thing that we could do. But realistically, once we get that much older, we're not going to be going out and doing all kinds of social things anyway. So it's not the best, but I'd still rather be up here and deal with the cold for her breathing, and be with family than be down in Florida all alone.
Okay, so that was the first big question. We are definitely right now back and forth to Florida, but even at Christmas time, I'm going to be really glad to be able to see how this is going to work.
Yep.
Now, I went ahead and put, just some of the knickknacks that are really special to me in this window. I thought it makes it look really nice. We've got a German Stein right up here. I wanted to explain that those are going to come down if we're using the fire. I don't want to take any chance of them getting at all kind of, just they shouldn't be there. So they will be moved if I'm actually using the fire. But it's nice when we're not, just to have them here. And I had some concern about, because I do have definite lung issues, some concern about us using the fire. But I tell you what, this thing is very efficient. It does not smoke. It just creates lovely heat. and a beautiful flame. And it's just good wood. I don't respond to wood fires very badly with my lungs at all. I'm more likely to have problems with cigarette smoke or something that has chemicals in it. So I've never had issues with breathing with using this as heat. So if I ever would, I'd take that into consideration. But somebody asked about it, and no, it doesn't seem to bother me.
The next thing I heard that you guys said dozens and dozens of times in the comments, it wasn't so much of a question as it was a comment or a suggestion. A lot of people said, why don't you get a thermoelectric fan to sit on top of the stove? Well, I have one. I've had one for about 10 years. And if you don't know what that is, right here, this has to sit on the hot part of the stove. And as this heats up and the heat heads up here and then it cools on these fins up here, I don't know, I don't understand the physics of how it works, but somehow the heat moving up through there creates electricity and the fan starts to go. And it's funny because you start the fire and it's just sitting there, and then all of a sudden you notice after about 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes, it starts to move very slowly. Come back another half hour and it's gone quite a bit. When I first got this, like I said, I've had it about 10 years. I first got this way back in our tiny house when we had that tiny little wood stove. It was about this big. A lot of people said, oh, I had one of those and it only lasted 6 months and it quit on me. They're no good. This has worked for 10 years. But here's the thing. You see that it's small. You see that it doesn't even have a cage on it to protect you from sticking your finger in. That's because this is lightweight and it just doesn't spin all that fast to take a finger off. When it's spinning, you can stick your finger in there and it'll stop, which means that you don't get a huge volume of air coming out of here. If you can put your hand right here, you can feel the air moving, but you get out about 2 feet and you can't feel any air moving at all. This works well for what it's designed for. And that is, if you're in a room, you have the stove here, all the heat is going straight up, and you want to put this down here on the stove and it blows air sideways. It just kind of helps very slowly circulate the heat in the room, and it really works that way. It's kind of like having a ceiling fan in the winter, blowing up.
Yeah, you make it go backwards.
Make it go backwards,
Yes.
and you put it on the slowest speed. What that does is it takes the heat that's up there, it blows it up to the ceiling and out and then down along the walls, and it actually makes the air circulate slowly like this. That's the same concept of what this does. But this does not move enough volume of air to be able to blow much air at all down the hallway. Because I've had this sitting here on the stove, face like that, down the hallway, and it's virtually made no difference at all. So for all of those of you who suggested it, I don't know how many of you have actually used it, have experience with it, or you just know about it. And maybe there's a new one that's more powerful that I'm unaware of. That could very well be. If that's the case, let me know in the comments. I would love to get something like that. But so we already have one of these. It doesn't do the job to move the heat all the way down the hallway. It just circulates a little bit in the room. So our other option is when the fire is going, we're actually using it. I can get a small electric fan like this, you know, something like that, and just set it right here. And there's a plug on the other side where I can plug it in, and it'll just suck the air and or I can put it up here where there's more heat up higher, and it'll just blow the air into the kitchen. I think that would be the best option if this isn't quite enough doing it passively like this. I really wanted to have a passive system where if the power goes out, I wanted it to still work, and I think this is the best option. So for those of you who suggested the thermoelectric fan, thanks for the suggestion. Already got one. And there was one other question that a lot of people asked. So this right here is a fire resistant or fire retardant cloth, soft cloth. It's like a blanket. All you do is just pull down in these little tabs and you pull it right out and you open it up. I'm not sure exactly how big it is. It's about 3 feet or so, 3 feet by 3 feet, something like that. It's a good size. All you do is just lay it over the fire. It instantly puts it out. Obviously, it's not going to work for a flue fire, for a chimney fire, but we do have a fireproof base underneath of the fire, but out beyond that, we have carpet. And if hot coals should fall out and land on the carpet, then it would be very easy to just pull that out, spread the thing out, lay it on the carpet, and it would practically instantly put the fire out. It's also great in the kitchen for grease fires on the stove. You can use it for grease fires on a grill, outside charcoal grill or something like that. It puts it out very quickly.
Introducing the Fire Blanket. Designed by firefighting engineers, this foolproof, easy-to-use system allows you to quickly extinguish a fire in seconds. Whether it's in your kitchen, at your campsite, on the grill, or in your vehicle, the Fire Blanket is so light, takes up so little space, and is more reliable and easy to use, and it costs just a fraction of what a fire extinguisher costs. The Fire Blanket requires zero maintenance, and it can be used again and again and again. It deploys in seconds by just pulling these two little black tabs. Keep one in your kitchen, at camp, in your vehicle. Give a few to your kids. They're so affordable and easy to store and easy to use. There's just no reason to take a chance and not have a fire blanket within arm's reach of your loved ones at all times. The Fire Blanket is made of a high-density, fireproof material, and it can withstand and smother fires up to 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
So we have these all over the place. I got one here. We got one in the kitchen. We have one in the kitchen in our Florida house. We have one in our camper truck that we built out, and we've never had to use them. So, I feel fortunate that way, but apparently they can be reused too. You just, brush them off and fold them up and put them back after you use them. So if you're interested in that, we do have a link down below this is a Fire Blanket by Sierra Madre, and we have a link down there where you can go and purchase yourself several of those fire blankets. It's a good thing to have.
And they have very careful instructions on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Careful instructions on them. And, it's actually, in many situations, it works much better than a fire extinguisher. Because a fire extinguisher, if you've never used it, you struggle with how to use it. You also have to make sure that they're charged all the time. This is just always here. It's a good deal. So I hope those reasons of why we did this make sense. They do to us.
We definitely wanted to answer some of those really very common questions that had come up.
So thanks for asking the questions. Thanks for being involved. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for watching.
Yes, live simple.
Live free. You be blessed.
We appreciate you guys. We love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.